Looks like a Greens motion. We welcome that. And we welcome this strong language on renewables because, as we've said, we want to work constructively with Labor in future on energy policy. But this motion is just words. Ending the power privatisation mess? Well, what does this mean in the real world? The Greens have in our policy platform a public energy retailer. We would see the state building and owning these crucial network interconnectors, but what is Labor's policy to end this so-called privatisation mess? Everything's already been sold off, and much of it was under your administration. So the difficulty of staying below 1.5 degrees, which the science tells us we've only got 12 years to do, requires more than just words, and it requires a policy that does more than just subsidise renewables. Now, we support that, but it's not enough on its own. The energy market operator, AEMO as it's known, has said that business as usual would get us to 46% renewables by 2030. Now, Labor's policy is for 50% by that same year. It's only 4% different. An extra 1 gigawatt of new renewables over and above what would happen anyway in the next 10 years. This isn't transformative. It's not enough. Building just 1 gigawatt in a decade is not a solution to the climate breakdown. In South Australia, there's one chap that's building 1 gigawatt of solar already, and yet this is Labor's plan for the whole country over a decade. Transformation is bringing the carbon price back. It's linking it to the EU market immediately. It's picking up where we left off with our world-leading climate laws and carrying on as though Tony Abbott never happened. In addition to strong support for renewables, an economy-wide carbon price is what we need to push out coal, to encourage farmers to sequester carbon and give them an additional income stream, to tax the fugitive emissions from gas and coal mining, and to change the investment decisions of Australian industry. The Labor Party are sadly so traumatised about a scare campaign on carbon pricing that they can't even support a motion that Senator Di Natale moved today that simply stated the facts about how successful that carbon price was and the benefits that carbon pricing brought to the economy. And tragically, they didn't support, neither of sides of the chamber supported my motions either yesterday or today about ruling out a new water-hungry, climate-destroying thermal coal mine in Queensland's Galilee Basin, right next to the Adani mega mine, which both sides of politics support. Climate change is affecting us now. This is not something to worry about for future generations. It is happening now. Queensland is on fire. There is more than 138 fires burning in my state right now. The Fire Commissioner has described this as, and let me quote, "We've never ever been in this state been in this situation before. This is catastrophic." Queensland's never reached that level before. The Premier has said this is never before seen. This is exactly what climate change is going to continue to do to weather events. We've had more than 30 schools that have been closed, and it's kind of ironic because the Prime Minister yesterday was condemning kids for wanting to participate in the school walkout on Friday to beg governments to take action on climate change, and now these kids in Queensland don't have the chance to go to school because of climate-induced bushfires. So I hope the Prime Minister can see that irony. We also know that support for climate action is stronger in the community than it's been since 2008. The community want us to do something. They can see that we've lost half the reef's coral cover. They can see that people are suffering from the sorts of climate-induced weather events that are currently wreaking havoc in Queensland and, I might add, Sydney with their massive downpours. But all Labor are doing is salvaging the policy that the Liberals threw in the bin. It was a policy that was designed to get through a Tony Abbott government, the NEG, and it would further entrench the market power of the big three energy companies and simply add to the so-called privatisation mess which this motion apparently opposes. I beg both sides of the chamber, please stop approving new coal mines. The science could not be clearer. Our planetary system cannot handle new coal being added to the system. And we welcome the strong support for renewables by the Labor Party. It's not as strong as we think the science would tell us, and it's not as strong as the Greens will push for. It's exactly why you need us in this chamber. But we welcome your strong steps. But please stop backing new coal. The reef can't handle it. Our communities can't handle the extreme weather events. And my heart goes out to Queenslanders and the fantastic emergency service personnel coping with what will become the new normal. Senator Waters.